Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Attingham. Today we are going to be getting rid of the remaining weeds on the farm. We've got quite a few here in field 3 and quite a few in 12B that I want to get rid of. So we should be able to clear those out fairly easily from our sorghum that we've got down here, and then I want to see if we can empty out the potatoes from our gardens. We've not got that lowered. Let's back this up again and get that back in position. So yeah, we need to clear out the potatoes from the gardens. We can then remove one of the gardens. One of the gardens is empty of all of its seeds and fertilizer. I can remove that, and that will help sort out that part of the yard a little bit, which is good news. And then we want to go and see if we possibly can we get some silage bales started, contracting. So there's quite a nice pair of silage bale contracts down on field 25 and 26. And if we can get them done, they're going to bring in probably enough money for us to buy field 13. So I just need to go and check how much time we have left on that auction, because that is going to be the real kicker. We need to make sure we've got enough time left to raise that money. And if not, what I'll have to do is borrow the money short term and then go and do those 2 contracts, and then in the longer term we will be able to pay that money back, which will be really useful to us. So let's get these weeds gone first, and then we can turn our attention over to the potatoes. I'm into the fiddlier part of the field now, and these weeds are really difficult to see against the young sorghum. It's quite a difficult job to do this, so I'm working my way through it, and I think I've got them all. What we'll do at the end though is we'll give it a check. We'll just check that we have got everything, but it has gone fairly smoothly. It is 20 to 9 in the morning, and to get this field knocked out quickly is going to be a boon to us, because it means that we're going to get more jobs done today. Of course, the next job is a big one. We've got to go and do 12 fields 12B, and that is a much bigger field than field 3. And getting through that quickly is going to be a challenge. But to get this knocked out early, that's a good thing. And you can see it just gets fiddlier and fiddlier the further up here you get. Done with this, and perfect. We've got this field done. So let's just review this quickly. Lift this up and fold it. And while that's doing that, we'll go and check for weeds. So we'll turn all of these off. And apart from a couple of patches in the middle of field 3, we're fairly good. So yeah, let's go get field 12B done. 12C and 2B, the only way we're going to get those at this point is to go and get them sprayed. So on to 12B, and the canola's looking really nice. That's growing very well. I wonder how our wheat is looking down the far end here too. Let's get this unfolded while we're at it. And apart from the huge amount of very mature weeds in it, this is looking pretty good. Growth wise, yeah, looks like we might actually start harvesting some of the canola next month. 12A and 6 both looking very ready. 12C is looking close, so the wheat is getting there. Whether that's ready next month or not, I don't know. It's rather worrying if it is next month, because if it is, we are gonna have a little bit of an issue in that we can't get rid of the weeds at that point. Also, if we're gonna take on these big silage baling contracts, we're going to need time to do them. And with the amount we have to harvest this year, I think that's going to be a really tough way to go. It may be that we have to get them today and then refuse them next time if we've got to get into the harvest. The high bid for field 13 is now up to 60,026. And while I'm down here and trying to deal with these weeds, I do want to just pop across there. Don't think we've got very long left. I think we've got maybe a day or two before the auction ends. So let's just jump out of here. I should be able to run through the woodlands here and find field 13 just the other side. I'm hoping it's going to tell me how long I have left to bid on here. Oh, this is sunflowers as well. Let's have a look. No information on here by the looks of things. Let's have a look here. Here we go. 51 hours. So we've got just over 2 days. 2 days, 3 hours, basically. So that will end early July. So smack bang in the middle of harvest. But 60,000 is still achievable. As I said, anything under 100,000 is very much going to be in our favor. And to have over 2 days, we may actually be able to get together some money from some contracting for that, which would be perfect. It would go a very long way to mitigating that. In fact, I'm very tempted to borrow 10,000 to get the contracting done quicker and easier, and then repay that 10,000 from the contract, and half how much we have to pay on getting the field. So we'll see how things go. There's no point in bidding till the last moment, so 2.5 days is, yeah, it's gonna be early. No, it's gonna be late June by the looks of things. So that's good news, and end of that day we'll see where we are. I'm very much against borrowing money to hire workers to do jobs like this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. These are jobs that I can easily clear out myself. They are jobs that will cost me extra if I go and get a hired worker, or borrow money, get a hired worker and do it. It increases the overall cost of producing my crops, and so it doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me. But to do to hire a worker or to borrow money to hire a worker to do a contract can speed the contract up, save me time a little bit on my own farm to use on my own farm, and at the same time also bring in money. So it's an immediate hit of cash, and it makes sense to me to borrow a little money and almost immediately pay it back. If I'm doing that, if I'm trying to cover a contract and get a contract turned around quickly. So that's kind of my thinking as to why over the last couple of days we've done all of these jobs ourselves on our farm, but I'm now considering taking a hired worker to go and do a load of silage bales, just because it's funded by the contract. And yes, we don't end up making as much from the contract, but that's not a huge problem. As long as we are making a decent amount and pushing ourselves forward, I'd rather have the cash from the contract, even if it's reduced a little bit, than not be able to do it at all in the time that I've got to get it done. It's interesting, the further I've gone across this field, the easier it's been for me to identify where the weeds are and where they aren't. I'm getting much better at seeing the dark green weeds against the light green sorghum as I've gone across, and hopefully that means I've not missed anything on the field. We'll see when we get to the end here. I haven't really checked very much So with any luck, we've got them all. Let's lift this up and check. Yeah, field 12B looking fairly clear. Got a spot there and 2 spots there, but otherwise really good. Very, very pleased with that. So that's that job out of the way. It is 20 past 1, so it's a little bit later than I would have liked. But we have at least got this job done and dusted. So we'll take this back up to the farm. I'm going to leave the weeder on the 8430, sorry, because we're going to need this later on. We've got 1 more field to do tomorrow, and then that will be all of the weeding done. Our weeder did go over another hour's worth of use. It actually did it while we're on field 3. So that's cost us a little bit of cash today. But we're doing okay otherwise. I'm going to go and park this up in the main shed, and then we can start getting the equipment out to load up these potatoes and get them into the pig feeder. Now, I don't think we've tried filling anything up potato wise with this auger yet. I'm not even 100% sure this auger will take potatoes. Did we put any potatoes in our pig silo? Our pig feeding silo does not have, it has a little bit of canola in it, but no potatoes at the moment. And we're looking at doing the corn, yeah, we're looking at doing this one: sorghum, barley, sorghum, wheat, canola and potatoes, because those are all of our crops on the farm. And yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of a problem if this won't load potatoes. I'm actually thinking it probably doesn't, and if it doesn't, what we'll have to do is get rid of this and get ourselves a more traditional conveyor. So let's detach that there and get this into position, and hopefully be able to get all of this working as it should. Yeah, I'm very, very concerned this isn't going to do potatoes. But we'll see how it goes. Attach that and attach that. Right, let's see if this works. So before I get my very expensive to run truck out here, let's get just a load of pallets of potatoes out. This is one that's finished. It is out of both seeds and fertilizer, which is perfect. We don't want to refill this. We just want to get all the potatoes out of it. So let's head back into here, and we want to do potatoes. We can only output 8 pallets at a time, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. I don't know why it has more than that you can output in the production menu. I think it's because there are some productions that output more than that. But it'd be good if it knew what the maximum it could output was and then did that. Right, let's back this up and see if we can get it over this and if it'll work. Oh, it will. Fantastic. Okay. Probably not the most realistic way of doing things, but it works. What's going to be important today is to turn this truck off while we're loading up. Otherwise, it's going to accrue more hours, and it's already at 4.7 hours. So, yeah, we want to minimize the possibility of that. 1,000 liters of potatoes in. Let's get the other 8,000 liters in there, and this truck should take most of the potatoes that we have sitting in this garden. These are our last 2 pallets for this load. And unfortunately, our garden isn't completely empty after loading this up. This has got us 30,000 liters of potatoes out of here. And while these are loading up, we'll go and have a look at the garden itself again. So carefully over that. There we are. Those can empty. And if we have a look in here, you can see we still have 6,292 litres of potatoes in here. So there's still quite a few to get out. Thankfully, we also have... actually, if this is this one, we'll stop. We'll deactivate that process on here. The other one has 26,000 litres of potatoes in it. And this is still running fertilizer and seed, so that's fine. We're actually gonna sell this one as well and reposition, I think. I want to get... Well, I'm considering planting some woodlands, some a small wood here. I think would be quite good as the entrance to the farm, and then maybe moving this garden somewhere else. I mean, we've got a lot of space at the end here that we could put it. There's probably some space over by the pigs as well. In fact, now that this is all loaded up, let's just back this off and turn that off. And hop in here. Yep, 30,000 litres, 99% full, but that's good enough. And now we can head over here and just get this tipped out into the pig feed silo. This is far more, I think, than we need in the pig feed silo at the moment. I'm gonna have to watch exactly what we use. For this to be usable, we've got another 30, so it's like 450, 4.5 times the amount of sorghum for the amount of pig food we got, for the amount of potatoes. In fact, I'm half tempted to say that we don't need the gardens at all after we put all these potatoes in. 30,000 litres of potatoes is going to make 300,000 litres of the pig food. I don't think that's a huge amount of pig food that we're going to be generating in here, and it's going to be far more than we get for our harvest this year for our sorghum and everything. So I don't think I'm looking to use all my sorghum and all my wheat and all my canola to make pig food this year. I think what we want to do is be very careful, and the amount of potatoes we got in there is probably enough. I don't think I can actually get potatoes out of that silo once I put them in, unfortunately. But it may be that we already have enough to be getting on with. Let's actually put this towards the front and then move it forwards. And yeah, we may not need any more potatoes in there, I think. Looking at it, yeah, potatoes, pig food, that takes sorghum, barley, and soybeans. We don't have any soybeans. We could make it from this if we had soybeans, but we don't. We have got the sorghum, and yeah, look, it's two for that makes 1,000 litres of pig food. It would take, so for what we have in there at the moment, we've got 29,999 litres of potatoes. We would need 60,000 litres of canola. We'd need so we'd need 75,000 litres. 75,000 litres of that, of the wheat, and then we'd need just a ridiculous amount. So 1,200. Yeah, it's 135,000 litres of sorghum just to use up the potatoes we've got in there at the moment, and that would then make 300,000 litres of let's go and empty this of pig food. which I don't know how much pig food our pigs actually take. Yeah, that would be more than enough. So I think at this point we don't need any more potatoes from here to go into that. Instead, I think we probably want to sell the remaining potatoes we have from here and not worry about the gardens going forwards. I think we can clear both of these gardens out once they've finished producing, and that would be the end of it. We have more than enough to do that, and we should have more than enough this year in our wheat and our barley, in our wheat and our canola and our sorghum to make up that difference and generate more pig food than we're going to need for a while. Last little bit of potatoes. Have I got the... No, I haven't. Really difficult in this little tractor to see over that. Thankfully, I can come out here and do it. Yeah, that's why I'm not directly on it. Let's grab that. Only 292 litres of potatoes in this. But that will go in there fairly well. Yeah, 20% full. Let's put the cover on that. And then I think that is this emptied. No active productions on this garden. Nothing in the storage. Perfect. Let's get this sold then. So here, demolish that. How much is that going to bring me in? So yeah, it'll give me back the water, which has £100 value. But yeah, everything else is empty. So okay, and done. Only £929 for that. But that does take us up to 3,282. This is down to... Wow. So I could just straight up sell this. We'll have a quick look at that. So if I straight up sold this, that would give me 4,881, 300. So I could just sell it. I could just straight up sell it. But we'd make more money from the potatoes if I went and did it. I went and loaded them up and sold them. So we're not going to do that quite yet. I think we'll give it a little while longer to produce some more potatoes. It has 27,000 litres in there. So there's enough for us to fill everything up. So we will probably do that next time. For now, I think I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.